We're here at Rosati's Pizza at 739 North Mill Road in Addison. Let's cut the ribbon and then we're going to see what makes this pizza delicious. Is everyone ready? Pull. 1, 2, 3, cut. All right. We have with us today, we have Mr. Rosati. Oh, no, you get close here. We have Mr. Rosati, who is, you're one of the original Rosatis.
Well, I'm the oldest grandson in our family, and I was the first grandson, second generation to open. I opened in 1970 in Arlington Heights. I was 20 years old. The way Rosati's grew back then was as a grandchild graduated high school, we went to work. We went in a pizza place. We didn't go to college.
So that was your college?
That was my college.
You got your degree in pizza?
My dad had 7 kids. My last brother, my youngest brother, who's about 17 years younger than I am, he was the one who got to college. The rest of us went to work.
That's perfectly all right, because right now I know it smells great, and I know Rosati's tastes great. Now, this is a franchise owner. You are Mr. DePinto?
Yes.
And you own this particular Rosati's?
This location, correct.
Now, Rosati's has been here for years.
31 years here, 31 years.
But you're the new owner?
I'm the new franchisee here, yeah.
Well, we're going to hear a lot more about Rosati's, I know that, because you're going to get very involved with the village, you said.
Absolutely. We get involved with the community, the village. There's a lot of things that we get involved in, the churches, the local food drives. So we get involved in a lot of things.
Well, you're the guy we want to see all the time. So remember this face. This is Mr. DePinto. Your first name?
Vince DePinto.
Vince DePinto. You'll see him here. And do we find you at any Rosati's anymore?
Some Arlington Heights a lot. I still go by there quite a bit, but most of the time I spend my time in Warrenville in the office. It's gotten a little bigger over the years now, and I started like everybody else, making the food, making the sauce, making the dough. I stopped at Arlington on my way here today. So I'm still in there, but not as much as I used to be. I'm 66. I'm not as fast.
And you admit that on television. My goodness.
They push me out of the way. I get in their way now. If they see me coming, it's
Just so the recipe's good and the pizzas are always great. Yeah, okay, why do you say that we get back there and see how this pizza is really made?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's come on this way.
While they're warming up the ovens and getting the pizzas ready, we have Bob Anderson, who is with the Chamber of Commerce, and Mayor VEENSTRA. Bob, this is a new facility. Are they members of the Chamber?
We're going to have them join the Chamber right away, and Vince said he loves being involved in the community. We hope that's just one way that Vince and Rosati's will be involved with us here in Addison. We're looking forward to it.
Well, I think it's a great facility. I don't know what they're using, but the smell back there is phenomenal, isn't it?
The aromas. Too bad that doesn't translate to videotape, because it's very, very pleasant. Very good. Yeah.
You know, Mayor VEENSTRA, this is fun.
It is. It's great to see. Rosati's has been part of our community for a long time, and having a new franchisee who is very energized about being part of the community is great. We expect to see him at Addison by the Slice and a lot of good things. So we're very proud to have them in our community and continuing to be in our community.
Well, all I know is I'm happy to take a tour back here to see what that smell is going to be all about. Maybe I'll even
samples.
I know I can taste test, So I'm going to go back there and see what they got going. Thank you, gentlemen. Well, Vince, you have a general manager here, and we want to know who she is.
Our general manager here is Jessica Verzillo. She runs the day-to-day operations along with the assistant managers. You can see some surrounded, by us. This is Dan Perillo. He is the vice president of franchise operations for Rosati's. She's going to kind of go over some of the pizza styles with you guys, and then Dan's going to take over and kind of move forward from there on other topics.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay.
Because we're going to want to know where Rosati started, how it started, and a little bit about Rosati's. But right now, we want to talk to you. This is beautiful. You set this up? You designed these pieces, so to say?
For today, yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about each one of these so we know what we're talking about.
Absolutely. So this is our sliced pizza. It's our very own hand-tossed creation that we do. It's twice as thick as our thin crust. This is our Chicago-style Chi-Town pizza, and it's got the fresh tomatoes on top. This is our traditional thin crust pizza, and they're all wonderful.
Well, I also see a lot of fresh, I see basil and I see fresh parsley. You use those on all of these? Now, this smells like oregano, is that correct?
All our pizzas are topped with the traditional Rosati's ingredients, so we do a Parmesan and an oregano topping for all the pizzas. But what you're smelling, the freshness, is in our pizza sauce. Our pizza sauce is made fresh daily with the freshest ingredients that you see here, and we will continue to do that every day.
That is very definitely what I smell, because it really smells wonderful. And you smell the heavy aromas of the basil, and you smell a little bit of the parsley. Well, that's great. And look for... What's your name again?
Jessica Verzillo.
Look for Jessica when you come in here to Rosati's. So now we need to talk to you a little bit about the background and the future of Rosati's. Now, you are with Corporate Rosati's?
I am. My name's Daniel Perillo. I'm the Vice President of Franchising for Rosati's Pizza. Yeah, we're doing some extreme growth right now. We've got close to 30 stores in development. We're opening this store here. This is a re-grand opening, but we also have Ankeny, Iowa, that should be open next 30 days. We've got Indiana, Florida, California, Arizona, to name a few. So we've got over close to 30 stores in development right now that are going to be open probably within the next 24 months.
Well, I've got a couple of questions about like Arizona and Florida, because I know it's a little difficult because of the humidity and the dryness to actually produce a lot of the dough.
Right. Well, we have it mastered. We've been doing this so long, and 50 years we've been doing this, so it's all mastered. We already have close to 20 stores in Arizona already, so our growth out west is second nature for us. We feel as though Arizona is our Chicago out west.
Well, where in Arizona are you opening?
Well, we're going to be in Prescott, Arizona. We're opening 5 in Prescott, and we're also going to be doing 3 in Mesa probably by the end of next year.
Now, just a little side note, Mr. Perillo here grew up in Addison, I understand.
I did. I'm an Addison native. Love it. I grew up my whole life since I was 3 years old. I went to Addison Trail, Indian Trail, and loved the town. Great town.
Well, we're really glad to have Rosati's back, and it really brings a lot of the hometown back with the new staff and the new owner right now. Now, tell me a little bit about where Rosati started. And I know we were talking to Mr. Rosati,
right.
who is a grandson.
Right.
But you said it's been in business 50 years?
Yeah, actually, Rick, we've been around. Obviously, Rick is one of the grandsons, so it's been around forever. The history of Rosati's is very rich. You've got, lots of family members that own and operate different Rosati's. So the history of Rosati's Pizza has been around a long time. We've created a great product. If anybody's out there, please come and try it if you haven't tried it already. But we've got lots of Rosati's in the Chicagoland area, so please feel free to come out and try our great pizza.
Now, Rosati's does more than just pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You have a full lunch menu.
Oh, yeah.
And dinner.
Yeah, we've got pasta. You got pizza by the slice at lunchtime. That's something we're developing a lot now, the lunchtime. I'm not sure people understand that, but pizza by the slice is a great product. Pasta is a huge thing, lasagna, ribs. We've got it all on our menu. Please try it. The food from the pizza on out is just phenomenal pizza.
So I can call in and carry out a dinner with maybe a small pizza on the side?
Yeah, absolutely. You can, our product is deliverable, obviously. We have a carry-out and delivery stores, and some of our stores are also sit-down as well, too. But the majority of our stores in the Chicagoland area are carry-out and delivery, and that works out great. You get a piping hot pizza delivered straight to your home.
That makes it so much better because then you can eat that pizza and get messy, and no problem. You know.
Do it in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah, and you can get that pizza sauce all over because you can't miss a drop. You can't miss a drop. Well, I see they really are very busy in the back, and I hope our camera can see. Busy. So for some place that's brand new, they've already got a lot of orders coming.
Well, I'll tell you, Vince is a top-notch operator, top-notch franchisee. We are so happy to have Vince aboard, with our franchise, and what he's done has just been phenomenal. He basically put this store together in 30 days. Really? I mean, yeah, that quick, with the help of the village too. The village, health department on up, and the village of Addison has been phenomenal to work with, and you guys have been wonderful through the whole process too. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to do it.
Well, they say it takes a village, and it takes a pizza to make the village tasty. And we hope to see Vince and his crew and Rosati's at the Addison by the Slice, and maybe on a few other of our local events.
Great.
And you get to try. I mean, these pizzas really, they don't only look wonderful.
Yeah.
This should be smell-o-vision.
Oh, exactly. If you were able to smell this through the camera, the product is off the charts.
And I didn't realize they actually make the sauce here every day.
Yes, we do. Vince is an expert at it. You'll get the best service and the best food here at Addison.
Well, thank you. Now give us a phone number and a website so people can call or...
Well, the best way to do it is reach us in rosatis.com. That's the best way to reach us. That way you'll get all the information if you wanted to either order a pizza. All of our locations are on there, or get franchise information too. We'd love to have more people involved with us. We're growing all over the country, so it's not just Chicago or Illinois we're in, but go to rosatispizza.com, and it has everything right on the website.
Well, remember to visit Rosati's or go to rosatis.com. But we really hope you stop by and visit them here at 739 North Mill Road here in Addison. Thank you very much. And I certainly hope I get to try one of these pizzas.
Absolutely. Pizza's on us today. Food's on us.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I'm Lucille Zucchero for Addison Community Television. I think I like her. How much do you want for that compliment?
No, I prefer.
Welcome to the State of District 88. This is an ongoing segment that features the news and successes of District 88, which is comprised of Addison Trail and Willowbrook High Schools. We look forward to sharing with you the great accomplishments of your hometown high schools through this program. In today's segment, we will share information about the career and technical education programs at Addison Trail and Willowbrook High Schools, and we will speak with the students who have achieved outstanding success in the CTE field. We will also sit with Willowbrook senior Matt Rowland, who won the Illinois High School Association Boys Wrestling State Tournament in the 170-pound division, and Willowbrook sophomore Jack Jessen, who won third place in the 182-pound division of that same state tournament. We'll also interview Addison Trail senior Daniel Noasad, who was named as an Illinois Music Education Association All-State Musician in Concert Band, and also recently performed in the U.S. Army All-American Marching Band. With me today are Willowbrook Principal Dan Kraus, Addison Trail Principal Mr. Michael Bolden, Addison Trail CTE Department Chair Ms. Julianne Beduris, and Willowbrook CTE Department Chair Ms. Mary Barney. They're here to talk about the CTE programs in District 88. Recently, Julianne and Mary, we had a presentation to the Board of Education. You guys did an amazing performance by talking about what we've got going on in CTE. You guys, as leaders, have done some amazing things, and I'd like you just to highlight some of the pieces that you talked to the board about.
Okay. First, we probably should let everybody know that CTE consists of business classes, family and consumer science, and industry and technology. And so one of the things we offer is dual credit opportunities for our students with COD. And at Addison Trail, we currently have 8 courses that students can receive dual credit for. It's a total of 21 credit hours. They range from the office technology classes, keyboarding, college and career technology, photography, 1 and 2. We also have, let me think.
Auto
1040. Auto upkeep. We have a manufacturing class. And then we're working to apply for some additional courses for the next year.
And in Career and Tech Ed, CTE, the classes count at College DuPage, but they transfer to any university in Illinois or outside of it. We have 13 at Willowbrook, so comparatively, some of the classes are the same and some are different. Architecture classes and accounting, fitness and nutrition, intro to speech tech, some more in the OFTI. But they transfer mostly as credits to where the students are going to major in, or they could count as an elective for where they're transferring to.
Outstanding. How about Project Lead the Way? I know you talked a little bit about that with our Board of Education. You can share what Project Lead the Way is and what kind of opportunities does it provide our students?
So it's a nationwide program where students can take it either in junior high or at the high school level, and we started it 3 years ago at Willowbrook. There's an Intro to Engineering class and then a Principles of Engineering class that we run both of those. The students learn about applying physics and math to engineering, and they get 3 credits at a university for Project Lead the Way classes per class, so they could get 6 credits if they take both. And schools like Milwaukee School of Engineering and UIC and U of I have relationships with Project Lead the Way, so when the student goes and majors, they're either entered already into the School of Engineering or they get those credits to start them off with it.
How about at Addison Trail? What kind of offerings do you have at Project Lead the Way?
Our Project Lead the Way is in the science department. And
yeah, so in order to diversify a little bit and try something a little bit different, we went with Project Lead the Way in our science department. And so we started this year piloting our biomedical sciences. And so it's a really high interest for our students who are considering a medical field and are taking their science. So they focus on different genetic disorders, heart disease, things like that that they do their research and understanding within science. So we offer that. It's also a rigorous course. Students show high interest in, and it is also a dual credit available course.
So at Addison Trail, Project Lead the Way, biomedical science. How about Willowbrook Project Lead the Way? What does that look like?
It's just that engineering, the first level IED and the second level POE. In the future, we'd like to get into civil engineering, and there's a capstone class that's engineering design. So it could be 4 or 6 years of the program, depending on how many we can get in to run.
So not only in the classes are we building skills that take our students to the next level, we're getting them credentialed for the next level also, so they can work and be really world ready as far as certifications. How about extracurricularly? What kind of pieces do you have together in CTE for our students outside the classroom?
Yeah, all 3 of our areas have extracurricular activities for students. In business, we offer our students to the National Association DECA, which is our marketing students, or BPA, Business Professionals of America. In family and consumer science, the students compete in FCCLA. And then in the INT area, it's Skills USA, and then there's an automotive student organization. So basically the students compete locally or at the state level, and in some of the areas the students can advance to nationals based on their performance at state. So.
And those are all upcoming. We've just had regionals or state for almost all of those. Some are going on to Nashville for the nationals in DECA.
And Boston for BPA.
And then the auto used to have Ford AAA, but that went away this year. So we've competed in the UTI engines competition and the IIT. So the students that you'll see later got to compete as a team of 5, and then they could take individual tests for the Skills USA as well and go on to nationals.
That's incredible. I mean, obviously we do well at the state level and nationally, so that's great work within your departments. How about grants, partnerships with federal organizations, and maybe talk about how you've used grants to upgrade programs, maybe facilities and maybe some of the equipment you've purchased?
We have both the Perkins and the CTEIG grant, and one is a state level and one is nationally funded. And depending on how many students are in the CTE programs in a class taught by a CTE certified teacher, then we get more money from the state based on that enrollment. We've used that from anything from brake lathes in the automotive to photography equipment to new kitchen ovens, and anything that's basically not attached to the building, we can find a way to work it into a grant for that certain dollar amount that we receive in our district. And it's really helped us improve in all areas, from preschool to autos to photography to business software simulations as well.
Right. We like to update our equipment so that it's more to the industry standards, so that students are working on equipment that they would see out in the workplace. In addition, we can use it to buy supplemental materials for the students in the classroom to reduce costs for parents, so like workbooks or online programs. We have several babies for our child development program that simulate the realistic babies, and they have they monitor whether or not the babies are being held, and if their clothes are changed, and how long they sit in their car seat, and if they're fed. And we also have some babies that simulate the shaken baby syndrome, so students can see how fast babies are affected by being shaken. So we just try to make the classes a little more realistic and not just verbal in nature for the students.
I appreciate the work both of you have done. I mean, our vision was always to create an environment where the senior year in our high schools is like the freshman year in a college environment. And between the dual credit and the workplace readiness you create in your environments, I really appreciate your work. Principals and both our department chairs, what's next? So there are some major accolades that we just received in these departments, some national accreditations, and if you want to kind of talk about that and what's next, what do we envision?
I think one of the greatest things we've seen over the past few years is the linkage with College DuPage, so that our students during their high school career are earning college credits, and obviously the certification programs, so that in each of the programs for either business education, family consumer sciences, or industry and technology, students are earning credentials before they leave high school. And most importantly, getting the work-based learning environment right in the high school setting for the support of our staff. So just a tremendous thank you for that. On a side note, obviously, from Willowbrook High School, our Brook Catering Company, or whether it be our business education courses, or certainly all the work that happens in Project Lead the Way, or screen printing, or autos, always receiving local, state, and national recognition for those. And it's been exciting to watch, and also just to be a part of, to see the experiences that our students are having and what they're going to be prepared for as they leave us. So thank you.
Well, hopefully what you've heard today is that we provide a lot of opportunities for students to understand and experience what it's like in the real world, in a real vocational area. We were fortunate in our automotive program that we went for national accreditation with NATEF, and so now we're one of 5 schools in the country that are NATEF certified, and our students are receiving the training like they would at a technical college after high school, so they can leave us with the skills they need to be successful.
Incredible. I want to thank you all for being here. Thanks you for what you're doing. As you can see, tremendous work is being done in the CTE departments at Addison Trail and Willowbrook to benefit our students. Stay tuned and you'll hear from our students, from 4 students who have achieved tremendous success in the CTE programs. We're joined now by Addison Trail Senior Abrar Ahmed and Junior Leslie Tolentino, as well as Addison Trail Principal Mike Bolden joins us to discuss the CTE program and extracurricular successes. Abrar, you've been involved in Skills USA. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Skills USA and what you competed in and your success?
Sure. Skills USA is a competition to better your chances as in a career. I competed in automotive technology. What that consisted was of there were certain stations with diagnosis for cars. So there was electrical, there would be air conditioning. We'd be scored upon our performance on each station. And ultimately, last year I placed 17th in state, and hopefully this year I'll be competing again.
And that's 17th in state, but out of the hundreds and possibly thousands of high school students who are in autos, they compete to get downstate, and only 45 of the top students get downstate. So you place 17th out of the 45 of the best students in the state. So congratulations on that. Thank you. Leslie, how about yourself? Your competition is Business Professionals of America, or BPA. You're a national qualifier last year. You went out to Anaheim. This year you qualified for the trip to Boston. So why don't you explain what BPA is and your events?
Okay, so for BPA, we compete in 60 different business events. Last year I participated in keyboarding production, which I placed first at state. That got me to nationals. This year I am in fundamental spreadsheet applications, got 4th in state, and I'm going for nationals also.
Wow. So we've got a state champ and a national qualifier and a state placer. And what kind of things did you do in your courses? Or what kind of courses did you take at Addison Trail to prepare you for your events?
I took automotive technology for 3 years with my instructor, Mr. Keith Santini, and he's who motivated me most to go for Skills USA and compete and practice
what kind of things have you learned in automotive technology? What kind of things do you do in there?
It's all types. You know, we do diagnosis, repair. Mr. Santini pushes us to figure out what the problem is, how we can repair it, how to educate the customer, how it would affect us in the workplace, and how we could actually build a career upon what we're doing in our shop.
Leslie, how about you? The coursework that's helped you in Business Professionals of America?
As a freshman, I took keyboarding. That helped me with my event for keyboarding production. Last year, I took Accounting 1 honors, which is why I decided to go into BPA, because for that course, in order to have honors credit, we had to participate in a club for the CTE, and I decided to go into BPA, and it's a decision that I really enjoyed.
Excellent. Well, what's next? You've got these great skills. I know you're a senior, you're a junior. What will you be doing next year? Will you be using these skills next year?
Skills USA is something to put on my resume. It's something to represent my school. But on top of that, hopefully I'm going to be using this to apply for a technical school, something I could do with automotive, hopefully.
Okay, so your future career will probably be involved in something in the autos industry?
Something in the technical automotive industry.
Excellent. I know you're a junior, but how about you? What do you see yourself doing in the future?
Well, I plan to take more business courses next year, and I want to do something in the business field, so as well in BPA, put in my resume.
It's really evident, hopefully we've been able to understand today, that the clubs and activities, whether it's participating in Skills USA or in BPA, as well as many other competitive clubs we have, that it's really an extension of the classroom. So what we teach in the classrooms, what your professors work with you, really do then go into these clubs and you use those skills at a higher level, though, because now you're competing against others, whether it's classmates or a regional competition, a state competition, and eventually with students across the country. How do you think that has prepared you for moving on after high school?
Well, I think it's helped me, it's given me a glimpse into what I could be doing in the future for business courses.
With Skills USA, our course, Mr. Santini, he pushes us to almost act like it's a workplace environment. So with Skills USA, we learn to compete in a friendly manner, represent our community, represent our school, and in all honesty, it's a way to put yourself out there as someone who can really represent themselves in this workplace.
You guys have definitely done that very well for us at Addison Trail and represented your classes, your families, and the community very well, so I want to thank you for that.
Well, on behalf of District 88, thanks for not only putting yourselves, your families, Addison Trail on a map, thanks for putting District 88 on a map. We're very proud of the work that you've done. We'll be right back, and we'll be talking with 2 Willowbrook CTE students shortly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just let the run inside. Won't take a minute.
If only cars could talk, what would they say about their owners?
So, I guess the love affair is over?
What do you mean?
Well, he must be looking to get rid of you if he left you unlocked with the keys in the ignition.
He still cares. He's just thoughtless sometimes.
Leaving the keys in an unlocked beauty like you, that's an open invitation.
Oh! Who's this guy? Keep your hands to yourself, fella.
It was nice talking to you.
The easiest way to have your car stolen today? Leave it unlocked with the keys inside. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
How could you?
Here now are Willowbrook seniors, James Moore and Vince Ayala, along with Dan Krause, Willowbrook principal. James, you guys want to talk about this trophy before we get really started on this? Go ahead.
Well, James here won his trophy at the Top Tech UTI Challenge that we competed in about a month ago.
Yeah, I was partnering with Alex Breyer, another senior at Willowbrook. It's a pretty simple competition. You had a 25-question test, and then you had a 5-station hands-on component, one for electrical, diagnosing what was wrong with the ATEC board, one for air conditioning and heating, reading and measuring temperatures and understanding how the system worked. Knowing your brakes was another station, and then a component for identifying different parts of a vehicle.
Now, I understand there was also a scholarship award related to this. Is that true for your future?
Yeah, me and Alex both won $7,500 scholarships, and we won a $1,500 Snap-on tool voucher.
Awesome. That's great. And Vince, your team took 4th.
Yeah, me
right,
and
in the same competition. So you guys placed 2nd. You guys placed 4th out of all the other competitors in the area that were there that day.
Yes, sir.
That's great.
Vince, you want to talk about your competition?
Yeah, so we did the same exact thing that James and his team did. I had Max Breyer, Alex Breyer, twin brother, and we took 4th, but we got a $1,000 scholarship, and that was it. But it was still pretty cool. It was a good experience to have, and the competition was so close. It was literally points away.
Sure.
Yeah.
So to have 2 of the top 4 teams represented from Willowbrook High School, I mean, you guys are tremendous leadership for that. And then you continued on because we had the Hot Rodders of Tomorrow Challenge, right? Where you guys were part of the same engine teardown team. Can you talk about that one?
That was pretty cool. Me and Vince both were on the team last year too. The competition was held at Convention Center in Schaumburg, and the competition is you get a Chevy 350 engine, and you have to tear it down all the way, take it completely apart, and rebuild it back together in under 34 minutes. We were close. We did ours in 35, and then our second time was 40. But it's pretty fun. Your teamwork, you're working with your guys, and you're doing something you love, working on motors and cars. And it's full hands-on. There's nothing better than it.
What kind of coursework did you guys take at Willowbrook to get you there? I mean, obviously you have some of the best skill sets in the state to compete at this level. What kind of courses did you take to get you here?
We took a lot of courses. We took Auto 1, 2, and 3, both me and James here. You go through everything from the basics of tearing a motor down in your first year to putting it back together, which was pretty cool to come in as a first-year student not knowing anything, and you just get a motor thrown at you and you're told to take it apart and put it back together. And then you go into brakes and suspension and steering and all sorts of other components. And then as a third year, you actually perfect your craft like how me and James have, and you get a lot of live cars to work on. So it's not just like a simulated, it's actually like, here's a car, here's a problem, figure it out, and let's get it back on the road and get it back to somebody.
Wow. Other courseworks that support this beyond autos?
Probably the engineering classes that I've taken. They help you a lot because not only are you working with cars, but now you're working with other things like on computers and diagnostic and stuff like that. You're trying to figure out how to solve other types of problems that you might not normally use in like an automotive shop.
What's next for you guys? Both seniors have some tremendous skill sets. What are you doing next year?
I plan on going to UTI for automotive and eventually opening up my own shop and getting a business started.
And then I plan to join the local 597, the Pipe Fitters Union, and tinker around with cars in my own garage because I like that aspect a little more.
Mr. Krause, any follow-up with these guys? I mean, you had some great students setting the mark at a state level and nationally, and some of the most amazing skill sets.
Oh, there's a slogan that in our auto department that has been the pride and tradition continues, and obviously, these gentlemen are great examples of that, and throughout all of our career and technical education areas. It's exciting to hear about where they're going next because we know that obviously they're taking their skills with them to the next level, and just really want to say thank you, for representing Willowbrook High School out of District 88 and what you've done thus far. Great job, guys. Really proud of you. It's awesome.
Vince, James, Mr. Krause, thank you very much for being here with us today. Don't go away. We'll be right back with 3 more District 88 students who have ranked at the top of their respective sport and activity at the state and national levels. Thank you. District 88 has a rich tradition of excellence in academics, athletics, and extracurricular activities. and we're proud to highlight 3 students who have continued with that legacy. With me right now are Willowbrook senior Matt Rowland, Willowbrook sophomore Jack Jessen, and Addison Trail senior Daniel Noasan. Daniel, why don't you talk about your experience this year? This year you were recognized as kind of all-state or all-IMEA, Illinois Music Educators Association, and then you were selected to participate in the Alamo Bowl or the U.S. Army All-American game to be, you were basically an All-American tuba player. Talk about that experience for us. What did it take to get there?
Well, it all started off last year getting to be a part of the All-American Marching Band by auditioning my junior year, and then I had to wait the whole summer for audition results, and I finally got the results in September, finding out that I was accepted. But along the way I had to make a video of me marching, make a video of all of my successes and community service, and then a final solo by myself.
How about the experience? So you went with to San Antonio with some of the best musicians in the country, and you got to assemble to be part of the U.S. Army All-American Marching Band. How was that experience?
It was really fun to meet all these kids from everywhere. I mean, you can really see how wide music education really spreads out the U.S. and also seeing the football players. I mean, it's the same thing with marchers. It's the top football players and football coaches as well. So.
A lot of hard work and dedication. What age were you when you started playing the tuba?
I was 10 years old.
10 years old. Now, what kind of practice regimen does this, do you need to be at the top of your game here?
Well, I usually don't take a day off. Every day I have to focus on different techniques on what I have to do in order to get better. And it's just all about putting time and dedication in it.
What's next for you?
I'd like to go to DePaul School of Music and major in music education.
Okay. Jack, how about you? This is your second time here. Last year as a freshman in high school, you took second in the state, and this year you took third in the Illinois High School Association wrestling competition. Last year you how much did you weigh as a freshman?
170.
170, and this year you took third at 182 pounds.
Yes, sir.
Just tell me about your experience. What did it take to get there, and just talk about it.
Just the number of hours I practiced, just putting in the time and effort, doing the extra stuff, lifting on my own time, running, just practicing, doing double practices a day, and just trying to find new ways to get better.
What's on the horizon? What are you doing this spring with wrestling?
I'm doing off-season freestyle on Greco, hopefully making the Fargo team, maybe going to Fila Cadets, trying to make the world team for the cadets, and then have the season kick back up again.
Awesome. Now I know what you're doing next year. You're going to be back at Willowbrook High School wrestling. So, Matt Rowland, state champion this year. Congratulations. Why don't you talk about your freshman, sophomore, junior year building up to this year?
Freshman year, I started out, it's kind of small, only 126 pounder. Made it to the sectional, got beat there. And then that summer, I started lifting a lot and got up to 152 pounds and took fifth that year, and then wasn't too happy with that performance. So I worked hard in the off season and took second the following year. And then finally, with the help of Jack and my coaches and my family and friends, I finally capped off my career with the state championship.
As a matter of fact, you set the state record by pinning your opponent in 22 seconds in the state championship. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I've got 3 of the best athlete students and activities in the country in front of me. If you're talking to somebody who's sitting at home thinking, someday I want to be on that level, what advice would you have, Jack?
Just shoot for your dreams. Just keep working hard. Just when you think no one else is working, that's when you should work. Just big thing is to watch video as well. That's what I do a lot, and just shoot for your dreams. I mean, no dreams are not high enough.
Listening to Peyton Manning's retirement speech last month, he used Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote, "Treat a man as he is and remain as he is, and treat a man as he could be and he will become what he should be." Sorry, I botched that.
That's great advice.
But if you let your coaches not push you, and you'll become what you really are, and it's just all positive from there.
How about you, Dana?
I'd say don't be afraid to fail, because the only way that I got better was to just keep on getting more and more experience, joining any group that I could. So don't be afraid to watch yourself fail and then grow from it.
For wrestling, what's it look like in the off season? How many days a week are you training, and what are you doing to get better?
Right now I'm practicing 3 days a week, and then doing extra lifting on those off days and running on those off days as well.
How about you, Matt?
I took some time off after the season, but now I'm going to start lifting 3 days a week and wrestling 1 day a week, just getting ready for college.
Daniel was talking about going to DePaul next year because he's a senior. How about yourself?
I'm going to be attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
You're wrestling there, I understand.
Yeah.
Wrestling scholarship.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So talk about the school culture a little bit, how they've kind of supported you and what you've done. How about coaches who've been instrumental, teachers, kind of open table, who wants to take it?
I'll take it. Well, this year at state, you and a couple of administrators at Willowbrook put together a fan bus for us down at state, and looking up and just seeing my family, my friends, all up there, just cheering my name, it was amazing. And just thank the administrators for letting that happen.
Yeah, Mr. Krause and Mr. Daly were very instrumental, and Mr. Ware, I know one of your coaches rode down on the bus. It was a phenomenal experience.
Great experience for everybody.
Yes. How about yourself, Jack?
Well, I think that was also a great experience, having all my teammates down there with all the teachers that I knew and some administrators. It just was an amazing experience to know that we were loved that much, that so many people cared about us. And it's also in the halls at Willowbrook as well. People ask you how you're doing and how things are, just to show that they care.
Actually, behind me that night, it was kind of inspirational. 2 former state champs from Willowbrook came down to watch you wrestle in the finals. That was Matt Roth and Steve Congini. And I don't know if Mr. Benke was in the house, but I know he's been to the state tournaments to support both you guys. So, how about you, Daniel? How about some people in the music program that supported you? I know they had a great send-off over there when the U.S. Army came in to Addison Trail. You want to talk about how the culture at Addison Trail supported you?
Well, I'm very thankful to always have a great music boosters, always supporting every musician. You know, I was very fortunate that they helped me with some money to pay for food out for All-State and stuff like that, and especially my friends too. I could never, I always stress out with my auditions and stuff, but they're always right there, kept putting a smile on my face every day.
And the one thing I do have to say, and I've watched each of you guys throughout the years, and the other thing that all of you have in common is a tremendous family to support you. You want to just give a shout out to your family, moms and dads, all of you guys, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, huge. So we're very proud of you guys and the work your families have done with you and the coaches and the buildings. Thank you on behalf of District 88 for putting Addison Trail and Willowbrook on the map and keeping them there. So thank you. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to tune in again during our next segment of the State of District 88, which will air right here on ACTV. To stay up to date with all the great things happening in District 88, visit our website at www.dupage88.net, where you can sign up for our electronic newsletter and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you.
After 1 or 2 drinks, my boyfriend can't stop drinking until he drinks too much. It scares me, but I don't have the money to see a counselor or a therapist about it right now. The more I think about my boyfriend's drinking, the more depressed I get. He's charming, handsome, and smart in so many ways, but when he drinks, I don't even know him. A friend of mine suggested I try Al-Anon family groups. She said it doesn't cost anything. There are no dues or fees for Al-Anon. Donations are completely voluntary. At first, I was afraid to go to Al-Anon. I felt like a fool to care about somebody who can't stop drinking. Al-Anon helps a lot. The members know how I feel and what it's like to love somebody who's totally out of control. Is someone's drinking troubling you? You might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Center for the Arts. Again, Lori and I are here promoting our newest artist. This is an artist that's been around quite a bit, actually. She's lived in Japan and lived in Hawaii.
I mean, those plain places.
Yes, right.
Where everybody dreams to go to, she's lived there.
Well,
And then they wonder, why did you move to Chicago when you lived in Hawaii? I had just graduated from University of Hawaii, taking drawing and painting. And after I graduated, I visited my family, my great aunt and uncle, who lived in this area. And the time I came to visit was the fall. So I fell in love with fall colors.
Well,
And
you
I
are
stayed.
susceptible to beautiful colors, so of course you would notice that right away.
Oh.
And it is very pretty when you see the trees change from green to gold and red, and it's really vibrant by I would say mid-October or so. It's quite beautiful.
Well, Margaret Buckles is an artist that does many things. She just still life, she does animals, she'll do portraits. It's just amazing that your talents are so widespread. Usually you get an artist who just maybe does acrylic or does oils, but you do everything. Yeah. How did you get to do that?
Well, when I was a little kid, living in Japan, I started just doing drawings on the sidewalk, visiting Grandma's house in the country.
With chalk or something
with
like
chalk,
that?
She lived out in the country in Japan. And then in school, in second grade, my second grade teacher says, we're doing a class mural, and she said, you draw the horses because you draw well, and the other people did whatever they could. So it
the talent
young.
was
inborn.
outspoken at that time. Yes.
But now your mother was artistic too, wasn't
Oh,
she?
yes, she was. She's an Ikebana master, which is a flower arranging master, and it's the Oriental or less is more style. And she didn't paint when she was young because she raised 5 children, my 2 brothers and sisters.
Was she busy?
Oh, was she? And we were all different, of course. And then after they all left home, she had to have something to do, so she took up oil painting because she thought, I do it, she could do it. So.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to go back over here and look at some of your works. You do animals, and a lot of people do animals. They do dogs, but I've never seen this many cats. That's
Well, that's our family pet, Annie. When my mother-in-law, she's now passed away, she lived to 93. But she lived in Arizona, and she would feed all the alley cats in town. And so we had to convince her to move to cold Chicago from sunny Arizona. So we adopted Annie for her.
that helped her along.
And
huh?
it helped her along, and she lived to be 22 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
that's
pretty old for a cat, isn't
and
it?
the reason
I mean,
it's for sale is I can paint another one.
yes.
Well, you know what I like about these is how you capture the eyes.
Oh,
The
yes.
eyes, they almost jump out at you. And even these portraits here are lovely. Is that you? Is that a self-portrait here with the favorite jacket?
Well, that is, in the magazine, there was that wonderful jacket that I like. And I couldn't afford it, so.
So you painted it?
Yes, I did. And
That's
that's
a good
a
way to
color
have it.
pencil drawing. It took hours of rendering
Yeah.
that neat jacket.
I even said
know?
you had to like one that wasn't a solid color.
Yeah.
It had to be a plaid. So
I
it took
love
a lot more work.
challenges in my life. I don't like something
That's
that
obvious.
just-
It's a lovely picture.
It took a long time to do, yes.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And even the one of the little girl.
Oh, yes.
Well, Margaret, some of the other work that you do here, and Lori and I are always amazed at how an artist can draw water or glass. It just fascinates
to get the
me.
effect, then
Of
you know
the
exactly.
water.
Yeah,
Well,
and this one over the rocks. I mean, you could see the rugged rocks.
Okay. We moved to Hawaii when I was 9 years old, and we had a family reunion at Kailua Kona Shore, and so that painting is from that.
Oh.
When you pick something out like that, it strikes you that, gee, this would be beautiful to paint. Does that
Yes.
happen all the time, or are you
All the
working
time.
at something?
I need to be a better photographer, so I may have to take up a photography class next.
But, it's a wonder how, all right, you painted water, but you could see how active that water is. It's
Yes.
going over the rocks and everything.
The picture on the left of that is by my parents' house. And those
On
are
the beach, huh?
on the beach, and those are my 2 nephews.
Oh, that's
when
a
they were
sweet picture.
little. And my house was just a block down from that beach.
Well, that must have been tough, huh?
Oh, yes. After school, if they couldn't find me, where was I taking a
Guess-
walk over there or
guess
just sitting
where.
there? And it had a big surf sometimes. It was called shore break. And so I'd watch the surfers and listen to the waves.
You know, you could be a horticulturist because you have so many different kinds of flowers here. And I know a daisy and a rose. That's about it. But you have all different kinds, gladiolas and roses and even the grapes. We were talking about that earlier.
Grapes, I feel like I could pick one
Pick
right
one
out of
up
the
and eat
picture.
it, huh? That is, I went to Costa Rica and spent a week with this friend that teaches art, and that gladiola was growing in her yard.
Costa Rica's got flowers
Oh,
and fauna
don't
all over
they?
the
Yes.
living
So-
on top of each other.
And
in
she
fact.
was on the top of the mountain, and it was really nice.
Wonderful. The work that you do and you continue to paint, do you ever have 1, 2, or 3 things going at the same time?
Oh, I do. If you come for dinner, you have to let me know ahead of time because I always have my color pencils all out. And I'm working on a pencil.
Fork, a knife, a spoon, and colored pencils?
Well, the kitchen is where we eat,
Oh,
and the
okay.
dining table has all my art supplies. And if it's watercolor, then I have the watercolor palette and the water. And then in my husband's bedroom, we have the big easel. And when he's not taking a nap, then I can go in there and I can paint oil painting or acrylic.
Is there something you prefer more than others? Any
In
medium?
materials that you use?
Well, I'm enjoying being able to draw fine detail with the color pencil. However, I like the acrylic because it dries quickly, and
You can paint on
it's
top of it,
faster, and you can paint on top of it.
Well,
Yes.
the watercolors, you have to be so careful for it to dry.
Yes. However, there is the blow dryer.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are
Secrets we
ways.
didn't know about. Come on back over here and just get a couple of. This was just astounding to me because of the colors. It just just hits me like, wow.
Okay. At a sad time in my life, a friend of mine brought over this bouquet of flowers, and I was crying, and it cheered me up, and I painted it right then, and it got me. That's what I
Lifted your
like
spirits
about
again.
art, because
You said bouquet of cheer.
that's why it's called Bouquet of Cheer. I
Yes.
needed cheering that day.
Well, was a good friend then that knew just what would do the trick.
She is a good friend.
Now we did some buildings here, some houses. So it's different than
That style.
Yeah, then
Now,
right next to
that style
it.
is a fun style because what I do is I mix up the watercolor and then I just splash on the color, let the paper just mix the colors for me, and then I take a sponge and I sponge out what I see in there. So it says iris streams, so I'm looking at a few irises, and of course they don't grow that way, but in my dreams they do. And then after the paper's all dry, I come back and do the fine detail.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'll tell you, if you want to come out and see this beautiful artist, she's going to have the artist reception on Friday, April 1st from 7 to 9, right here at the Center for the Arts. Refreshments are available, and it's free. The artist's name is Margaret Buckles, and it's flowing colors, and that's what you're going to see here,
Yes.
a lot of flowing colors.
Beautiful
Thank you
colors,
so
yes.
much, Margaret.
Thank you.
It's cool to do some things on your own, but when it comes to straightening your teeth, trying to do it yourself can cause serious damage and tooth loss. The American Association of Orthodontists wants everyone to know that moving teeth is a healthcare procedure. It needs the supervision of an expert. Orthodontists are experts in moving teeth and aligning jaws. They have 2 to 3 years of specialized education beyond dental school in an accredited orthodontic residency program. They make sure that your own smile is your best smile. For more, visit mylifemysmile.org.